Microservices are super good for a large monolith where everyone is stepping on each other's toes and all the code is just getting super intertwined, because theoretically you can take a dev team of 100 and make a really modular code base with really strict boundaries between the modules, and it just works. In practice, that never works. Everything is just interwoven and it becomes hard to release. You can't do a feature without anything without a big release, and you have a big release process, and it's hard to release quickly, and it's holding people back. So for example, Confluence is like this, and so we went through the process of decoupling the front end from the back end so we could deploy the front end at will, and that was huge for productivity. And then we had teams that were working on one part, and we had them split it out into microservice, and then the monolith still remained, and that worked out really well. Like for example, I ran a team that ran a GraphQL service, and we were able to iterate super quick, deploy 10 times a day, whereas Confluence could only deploy once a day, and it was really complicated and very convoluted. So in that case, I think it can work really well. Where I'm not sure it's always a good idea is where if you have one small team that has multiple microservices, and I've done that as well. The problem is it just can be some overhead between the two. But sometimes it's the right move. For example, let's say you had an export service and you want to decouple that from the monolith because export service keeps eating up a bunch of memory and you don't want that to bring down the monolith, or it has very different performance characteristics, then that can make sense. So what you'll read online is you'll read people saying monoliths are stupid, monoliths are awesome, whatever. It's always changing. Don't listen to that shit. Any good architect worth their salt or in senior dev will look at a situation and kind of decide the right thing for that situation.